for the sustainable development of the marine environment on the larger time scale, the ecosystem is also affected by global climate changes, which can influence many aspects of the distribution of resources, dynamics, and abundance of fishery resources, and not only. But it's very important to underline that at the same time, the recent history of the Black Sea show, probably more than elsewhere, a tight interdependence between biodiversity, fish stocks, eutrophication, pollution, climate changes, habitat changes, and opportunistic settlers. This is only a few elements which can represent object of our work and which also show us needs for cooperation. In the case of National Institute for Marine Research and Development, we have interesting experience in cooperation with the schools. 20 years before, we organized in the southern part of the Black Sea coast in the 2 Mai Vama Veche Scientific Reserve, a special group of rangers with the school in this place, having a very important role to implement conservation and protection measure of this area, which custody was developed by the National Institute. In my opinion, our experience in this field of involvement of school is a realistic one and can achieve successful of the blue education. In my opinion, also a lot of people existing in our cluster are interested not only in university, in the process of education. And I think we have enough instruments to cooperate with the education system in European blue schools, because, as you know, we have the access to a lot of information regarding marine environment, and also for the European projects which have our instruments for offering the opportunity to access this kind of information. This is my presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Nikolaev. Of course, it would have been fantastic to have the chance to hear you about the Black Sea fisheries, where you are the best expert in this region. But this will be another opportunity collaborating in different other projects. Once again, thank you very much. And because tomorrow it is a very important event, I have to also congratulate you for the 50-year activity of the National Institute for Marine Research, Grigore Antipa, that you are leading, and where, let's say, the most important data and knowledge about the marine ecosystem and the relation of the ecosystem with the coastal and hinterland are recorded. So thank you for everything that you are doing. Now we are moving towards, actually, the next speaker is from Georgia, but he is based in Belgium and he is a board member of ENSEA. So Alexander, you have the floor.
Thank you. I will try to share my screen.
Try to make it condensed. We are in very high
do you see the screen?
Time.
Do you see the presentation or not?
Yes, we can see the presentation. Very nice.
Great. So I won't introduce myself anymore then. So I will talk about my involvement with the Black Sea and the stakeholder networks that I got to know in my previous 5 years of experience in the region. And I will approach it from the biodiversity perspective because there are already, as mentioned in previous talks, many networks existing in the region, which we could benefit from to like base our blue growth on these networks as well. So my experience in the Black Sea starts with the Pride project, which started 5 years ago. It was about Ponto-Caspian biodiversity, and we tried to understand the past 2.5 million years of evolution of the region in order to understand the present, and then to inform local society and policymakers, and also to raise awareness about this unique biodiversity of the Black Sea. And my role in this project was science communication and outreach. So I was identifying stakeholders, engaging with them, developing strategies and tools of engagement, and maintaining these contacts. So we had 5 or 6 stakeholder groups, but most importantly, we had schools and university students and the scientific organizations and community as one of the stakeholder groups. And I learned a lot from these experiences, and that's what I will share now with you. So to reach out to the school students and scientific organizations, one of the tools I developed was the species identification sheet, basically. And the message was that I wanted to raise awareness that not all species that live in Black Sea are native, but some of them are invasive. And so the target groups were school and university students and volunteers, and with the great help of local partners, we did a great job. But most importantly, while doing this, I discovered how many networks there already are and how active they are and how many things are happening there. So yeah, this is just a leaflet. So very important stakeholders which I identified in Romania are definitely Delfinariul Constanța, and they had thousands of visitors and very motivated citizens, and they helped me a lot in activities related to blue growth. So I never heard that term in the region, but actually what they do is what blue growth and blue schools are, but they just don't call it that. So yeah. Another was WWF Romania, which also had thousands of students like as volunteers, helping them in different ways. Mare Nostrum, of course, and GeoEcomar Constanța. We have one representative also attending to this event from GeoEcomar Constanța. And from Ukraine, WWF in Ukraine had also very big volunteer networks, Institute of Marine Biology, universities in Odessa, Kherson, and Mykolaiv, and the coastal protected areas as well. They had lots of visitors, and they had educational activities and awareness raising activities. And there were also many programs and initiatives that I came across with, which is worth investigating and seeing how we can connect to these projects if they are still running or not. So very important one was the EU Life Plus project, which was about conserving the Danube Delta sturgeons. And within this project, WWF Ukraine, and probably in Romania as well, but I'm not sure, they developed a program called Sturgeon Watchers, where they would educate young generations to be responsible citizens, and they were serving as ambassadors for other young people to convey the message. Another one was the United Nations Black Sea Box, which unfortunately I think is not running anymore because 2 years ago I found out that funding stopped for this program, but I'm not updated, so I don't know, maybe it continues. But it was basically a toolkit, a box with all the information you need to know about the Black Sea, and there were games in it, and it was implemented in, I think, 5 or 4 of the Black Sea country schools, and it was well received and was quite successful. So it's something that we could renew. I don't know if it's within our efforts. Then I found that the Institute of Marine Biology in Odessa had a summer school program where they took hundreds of students every summer from Odessa Gymnasium to the coast, and they cleaned the coast and they raised their awareness on the ocean and promoted ocean literacy. But again, of course, they don't call it ocean literacy, but yeah, basically what they do is very relevant. And then coastal protected areas. There are 6 or 7 protected areas in Ukraine, which I worked with in the coastal areas, and they as well have big networks of the visitors, of the visitor centers and volunteers, and they again do similar activities. So I know all these stakeholders personally, and I think it's very important that biodiversity networks, because biodiversity is, of course, a key component of sustainable growth and blue education. So if we, and I think we shall take under consideration this information, I will be very happy to help and contribute from the biodiversity perspective.
In any case, the presentations will be probably uploaded to the website of the event, and maybe in this way we shall initiate the process of distributing this information. Thank you very much, Alexander.
Pleasure. Where are we now?
So you have to stop sharing?
Yes, but I lost our meeting.
Okay. While you will do that, we shall look forward for our colleagues from Turkey. So
why am I?
Hi everyone, can you clearly hear me?
Yes, we are hearing you very well. So you have the floor. Thank you. Try to make it in up to 5 minutes, please.
Okay. I'm now sharing my screen.
Just 1 second, because first we have to solve the problem with Alexander.
Okay, great.
So he has to stop sharing his
Professor Mahmoud, perhaps you as the host can turn his screen off. I don't know.
Yeah, I can try to do this. Just 1 second. Let me see, where is Alexander? Yeah. Change the role. Yeah, I did stop, but it's not. So Alexander, can you find the, or maybe you can first stop the. That's okay. That's perfect. Now, Nurbanu Hanım, please, you can share now your screen.
Okay, great. I hope you can see my screen clearly,
Yes,
right?
thank you. It's clear.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, firstly. I hope you all are quite healthy and good. Today I will be talking about Konya Science Center and what we are actually doing for seas and the oceans and its protection. Actually, I'm a volunteer educator working here for 2 years as volunteer educator here in Konya Science Center. It is located in the Anatolian region of Turkey. It is the biggest and largest interactive science center that has been funded by government, actually. It is actually established to make the combination of scientific issues and the public. It makes it easier for public. It makes science and awareness kind of topics for the public, actually. So it is first opened in April 2014, and there are different types of exhibits and also laboratories. And since then, there are 2 million visitors. So there are different types of exhibits, such as Sultans of Science, Our Bodies, Our World, Our Universe, New Horizons, Basic Steps, CERN, and AFAT, Disaster and Emergency Management Presidency. And there are also workshop and laboratories, including Life Laboratory, Mathematics, Technology, Physics, Design, Curious Little Inventors, Waste Boilers, Azistanjar Laboratory, Basic Steps, and different types of other laboratories, and also planetarium, observatories, Borsa Istanbul Laboratory, and also store. So these are photos from the exhibit Our Universe. These are from Basic Steps exhibit. These are from Our Bodies exhibits. This is from New Horizons. That includes the technological and engineering topics. Actually, this is from Sultans of Science. There are different types of children groups, student groups from different schools are coming here for visiting with a assigned rendezvous. So these are from Our Worlds. In Our Worlds, there are mostly related with there are exhibits related with the sea and ocean protection exhibits for people, actually. So here, this is Mosusar. This has been already found in the early Paleo Konya Lake, early lakes of the Konya. So this is an exhibit from Our World again. It is about how much water do you use at home, actually. So this is the water cycle that represents all of these, water from starting from the clouds to the houses and to the agricultural areas. So other activities include the science festivals, astrofest, camps, and school trips. So science festivals are mostly includes a very high amount of people, actually. So astrofest includes the astronomical observations. Camps are nearly related with the natural and nature protection fields. So school trips also. The students tour programs are actually, there are a lot of student visitors coming here from different schools, as I have mentioned. So you can see the years and the student visitors here. Konya Science Center tries to maximize the number of student visitors in a year annually. So the lowest number is in here due to COVID-19, but in here, Science Center trying to just make it like online on online platforms. Actually, these are the photos from the laboratories and exhibits. So what actually in the workshops and in the exhibits, there are different types of workshops that has been done for saving the ocean. This is one of the LEGO one. It's called the Cleaning the Oceans, and the main title is how we can help save the oceans. The name of it is. So they are actually building a type of designing a type of Lego here, and they are using it to protect the oceans, actually, like that. So we are also conducting some experiments like hot and cold water and how they actually cannot mix together, how this happens, actually. So we also have a project that will be done after the COVID-19 situations. So it's about Beyşehir Lake. Beyşehir Lake is located near the Konya Science Center, near the Konya Anatolian region. So so you can see the Beyşehir and its lake here. So it is very clear, but it is now getting more polluted, and there are explosion of phytoplanktons in Beyşehir Lake. So we would like to make a kind of an ecology school for 5 days, and especially it's an awareness school for high school students. We will be selecting some 40 high school students from different high schools, and we will be firstly educating on conducting education on lake ecosystem firstly, and then awareness for the lake pollution, because they're also aware that this type of lake and also seas are getting polluted day by day. So thanks for interest. Thanks for your listening.
Thank you very much. An excellent place. I had the chance to visit this center. I was amazed of the beautiness and of the activities that you are doing there. Please be so kind and stop sharing. And please also stay with us for the last part for the discussion. So now we are moving to France. Helena Bouillet, representing Nausicaa. So please, you have the floor. We
Hello,
can hear you
everyone.
now. Yeah.
Yeah, I will start to share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen very, very clear. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. First of all, hello to everyone. I'm sorry if I was in and out. I had a lot of issues with my computer today. It crashed twice, even 3 times. So I hope it's gonna work. I don't know, maybe it's a PowerPoint. So we'll see if it's working during the presentation. I'm glad to be here, and thank you for having me today. So brief presentation of myself. I am working for Nausicaa as a marine educator. So Nausicaa is a big aquarium and also the National Center for the Ocean in France, in the north of France. All right, so let's begin. Okay, so in a few words, what is Nausicaa? So we have a certification from the UNESCO and also from the French Ministry of Education for our educational workshops and the educational program. We have 10,000 square meters of exhibition with around 1,600 different species and close to 800,000 visitors per year, including 200,000 scholar groups. So our missions is, of course, raising wonder and awareness, also educate future generations and encourage the most to get involved and to be citizen of the sea. We also support and promote research and conservation programs all around the world. Okay, I don't know how to, woo, it's going so fast. Okay, so we, is it the next one? Yeah. I think the full screen is very annoying. My computer is upset today. Sorry for that. Okay, so maybe I should leave the full screen. Maybe not. Okay, so we have a dedicated team of scientific educators that we are working with the general public. So we are raising awareness during the visits, so in the exhibitions, but also for events outside of Nausicaa. So like we are doing presentation during the animals feeding, we're doing the backstage guided tour, quiz, games, and so on. And also we have educational program and activities with schools. Ooh. Okay, so educational workshops. So we are doing pre-visit with the teachers, and we are training the teachers before they want to get involved with us. So they can get involved by doing a project during the year. So we are supporting them, but also they can come just to participate in a workshop. So they will come with their class, and each year we have around 20,000 children for our educational workshops. So we have different thematics according to the Ministry of Education in France. So we can talk about biodiversity, climate change, plastic pollution, energy, sustainable consumption, and a lot of different subjects. And of course, all our educational workshops are classified by the level of the children. So we have different thematics, but we also have different level for to be certified by the Ministry of the Education in France. So we also do, this is so annoying. No, doesn't want to go to the right one. Okay. I don't know. It is really annoying. I'm sorry. I was just sharing.
Helena, maybe you will just say a few words, because we already have seen your slides. Maybe just make a closure remark regarding, let's say, the kind of products, services, and different other activities that you are doing. So just a closure remark, yeah.
Okay. So we also we are doing project development with schools. So we are supporting them if they want to build a project, and most of the time is for a year. So we are accompanying them from the start to the end of the project. So we help them to design the project. We put them in contact with the right person, for example, scientific in the field of their project. We also give them resources, and we are developing activities and actions also on the field according to their project. At the end of the year, we have the World Ocean Day, and during this day, all the schools and the class that they were doing a project with us are presenting their work. So, for example, one year we have a class. They made a dress, like high fashion plastic dress made of plastic to raise awareness about plastic pollution. We also have a class they built a show with dancers, and so it was a big show in Nausicaa with all the dancers. So we are not only doing like scientific project, but we also help them building art projects. And
thank you very much, Helena. This Nausicaa is for sure an excellent center and a huge resource for in entire Europe. And for us, for the part of the schools from the Black Sea, I think it will be a big and an extraordinary chance to exchange models of the activities that you are doing there. So thank you very much for introducing your activities. And congratulations for what you are doing.
Okay, thank you. If
And
you
finally,
need, I can
change your laptop.
If anyone needs more information, I can share my presentation with you, and maybe you can share the presentation with others. It would be amazing.
Yes, thank you very much. We shall kindly ask you to send us the presentation in PDF, and we shall upload it on the website. Once again, thank you very much. So sorry for stopping that roughly this excellent presentation. I'm really sorry that Helena had the presentation at the end. It was a very, very nice one. So now I'm coming back to Anna and to Evie, just let's say very briefly to say, what about the next steps for the Black Sea region? Please, Anna.
Well, I see a lot of projects very interested and committed. I see also a lot of stakeholders who are stakeholders and individuals who are able to support the work of these schools. So I think the next steps would be to enlarge by the word of mouth, how do you say, by telling to colleagues in forums of education, in meetings, about this initiative. I think it was also very, very important that, for example, in Romania, the Ministry of Education and Science took this recommendation of the schools to become blue schools. So it is very important because, as I understand, these networks have to be built from bottom up and also top down. It is very important to have the teachers who really are willing to set up the thing and to include the ocean in their topics, in their teaching every day. But then it is also important that the authorities from up recognize this effort and recognize it and create conditions to facilitate the life of the teachers. Then this is important both from the ministries of education, educational authorities, but also from local authorities who have to do with education, and on the other hand, who are also responsible for facilitating certain services like access to the Black Sea, to transportation, or access to science centers to visit or to visit university. So the thing has to go both ways. And what I have seen here, I'm sorry I took my image off because I sometimes was receiving phone calls, but I could follow the interventions. What I have seen here is in fact a community emerging, a community, several really strong nodes for this community. And what now is needed is to reinforce these nodes and to expand the collaboration. On the other hand, but that is our role, is to showcase the good work that is being done and the good experiences that are being developed to the other blue education stakeholders and to the other blue schools that we are building across Europe. So all this community, because we are Black Sea, we are people from Romania, from Turkey, from Georgia, from different countries, but we are all included in this pan-European network, and the best practices are best practices. The more good projects we have on the field, the best will be the final result and the achievements that we will be able to get.
Thank you, Anna. very useful, let's say, summary of ideas. Eddie, would you like also to say a few words? Okay, so until Evie is going to come back to the microphone, I would like.
Yes. So
okay, now please.
Yes, I have the same reflections as Anna, and I see many active networks here in the region to collaborate with and to find a synergy with our new Blue School network. And I also, it's not only working on a pan-European level, but I would also like to work more on a national level. To build this network, we are setting up a system of national or regional contacts, so focal points that are assisting us to find schools and are also collaborating with schools and are supporting them to find that blue topic. And they are the advocates of this initiative. And they have already a long-term relationship with schools. There are our liaison with the schools. So, and they can assist us with translating and these things. So I would very much like to invite you to contact me and consider becoming a focal point in your region. So it's a 3-step process. So you express your interest by letter to me, and then on a short term, you participate in the project with 3 pilot schools. And then on a long term or midterm, there is this commitment where we will explore how to institutionalize the certification in your country together with your Minister of Education and make it more sustainable. So I will certainly share the process and all the documents with you after this meeting via email.
Thank you very much, Evi. Actually, my colleagues Andrea and Michaela, they are taking notes, and they are going to prepare something like the minutes of this meeting, and we shall share these minutes with all participants. The crucial element, as you already mentioned, is that the activities, commitments, and voluntarism and projects are present here in the Black Sea. There are many activities. Now, it is fantastic that all these activities can be boosted using a framework, sort of a reference of structural, let's say, shaping of the groupings of different institutions, and to develop this on a sustainable way. And this is the very good opportunity that this network of blue schools is offering. Is not that is bringing some new activities. The activities are already there. It's just offering a referential, and at the same time it's opening the doors for excellent experiences all around Europe, and the possibility of sharing and replicating those successful achievements. So on the other side, I was also mentioning that, and Mrs. Uyghur and Punar, she presented here, she introduced the project Black Sea Connect. The Black Sea Connect is also a very good opportunity, because for initiating some of these activities, we already have some budget within this project, and we try to initiate some pilot projects together with the schools. So it might be also a good opportunity, as we already discussed, Anna, about, and Eddie, about the possibility of having a memorandum of understanding between the Black Sea Connect Consortium and the project that you are involved in for Blue Schools, in such a way that using some of the let's say resources under the Black Sea Connect to direct them, to focalize them for achieving this critical number of blue schools, to have some at least 3 schools in the countries that are around. And you have seen what big potential it is in Ukraine, in Turkey, in Georgia, and in Romania, in Bulgaria. So in all these countries, it is a huge opportunity to start it. So now, just for final remarks, if somebody would like to say something, because we are already overpassing the allocated or the planned time, but it's up to us. So if somebody would like to share with us opinions and conclusions, please, you have the floor. Maybe Peter?
Excuse me?
Maybe you could say a few words about what you have, let's say, concluded, what kind of, let's say, things you are taking with you out of this event.
Well, I was particularly impressed with both the number of programs and the number of great, really, model programs that are out there. I think there really is a huge opportunity within the network. I mean, which isn't surprising, but I'm new to this network, so just witnessing it from a new person's perspective, there's so much that can be learned and really transferred in a powerful way, that the network can really function in a way that it was perhaps dreamt up, but that often does not occur. So I'm very hopeful.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Anybody else? Alexandra? Just unmute your microphone. Let me try to unmute it. Yeah, you have something with your microphone. It looks that it's not muted, but we cannot hear you. In any case, we try to go back to the participants. So maybe from Romania, some of the participants. Mrs. Ivanescu. Okay, so in principle, what we wanted to say that is a very good starting point. We shall follow the indications that have been suggested by Evie and also by Anna. And with this said, I'm sure that this will be just, let's say, a new beginning of many other activities, and you will hear a lot about the Black Sea. Thank you all for your participation, for your time, for your ideas, and for your suggestions. So anytime you have our email address, we shall kindly ask the speakers to send us their PowerPoint in PDF format, so we shall be able to share them and further to continue this collaboration. Thank you. Thank you for everything.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Goodbye. Bye.
Bye.
The opportunity.
Thank you.